What's up, Algebra 2 students? This is lesson 40. Our objective for today is how do you solve abstract fractional equations? Well, that's confusing. Here's an example of a fractional equation. An abstract fractional equation just means that there's a whole lot less numbers and a whole lot more letters. So let's just solve one like this, and then we'll go through and do a couple examples of ones with letters. Same idea, is just a little bit more scary because there's less numbers. So pretty much the first thing we're going to do is multiply this thing to get rid of fractions, because once we can get rid of those fractions, our life just becomes a whole lot more easy to work with. So I'm going to multiply this left-hand side by 6. And if I do that to the left-hand side, I also must do that to the right-hand side. Now why I picked 6 is that's because that's my least common multiple of my denominators. Right? 2 and 3 both go into 6. So whenever I multiply 6 times this first term, it reduces and gets 2 times the numerator, so it's going to be 2 times x plus 2. Plus, whenever I multiply it by my second one, this one here, it reduces, I end up with 3 times 5. And then my right-hand side is just 9 times 6, which is 54. Simplifying my left-hand side, I get 2x plus 4 plus 15 is equal to 54. So this is going to be 2x plus 19 is equal to 54. Subtracting 19 from both sides gives me 2x is equal to 35. Coming up here for a little bit. 2x is equal to 35. Divide by 2, and I get x is equal to half of 35, 15, 16, 17.5. Okay, so for this one we got x equals a number, but whenever we're working with a whole lot more letters, we'd get x equals some expression with letters in it. So don't freak out, stick with it, I bet you can do it. Alright, so we're going to do the same thing here. Our goal for this one is to solve for m. So remember, our answer should be m is equal to something. So the first thing I want to do is I want to multiply everything by my least common multiple of my denominators. So both sides there. My denominators is an m and an x, so I multiply both sides by mx. Okay. We're going to multiply mx by this first one. The m's will reduce, and I'll just end up with x times 5. Or 5x. We're going to multiply mx by this one. There's nothing to reduce, so it's just going to be everything that I have there. A, m, x, y. I'm just trying to write it in alphabetical order there. Is equal to. So I'm going to do mx times this first one here. Again, on this one, the x's will reduce, and I end up with mp. And we multiply by this one, there's nothing to reduce, so it just ends up with plus smx. Okay, since I'm solving for m, I'm going to try to collect everything with an m to one side and everything without an m on the other side. So I'm noticing this one has an m, this one has an m, and that one has an m. So then I'm just going to add a, m, x, y to both sides. And I will end up with 5x is equal to mp plus smx plus a, m, x, y. Now, I'm going to want to factor out the m, the one thing that I'm solving for. So that m is going to factor out. What's left over after I take the m out is going to be a p from that first term, an sx from the second term, and an axy from that last term. Now I'm almost there because I have m times something, kind of like I had on the previous page. I'd like 2x equals a number. So I have m times something equals some other number. So I'm just going to divide both sides by this mumbo-jumbo thing. Right, that p plus sx plus axy. That piece would reduce with that, and I end up with m equals 5x over p plus sx plus axy. And that is my scary but my final answer there. M equals something. I did exactly what I was asked to solve for m. Let's do one more. This time it says solve for x, so I know that my answer should be x equals. So let's get rid of my fractions by multiplying by xm. Okay, because that should get rid of both my fractions there. I'm going to multiply this by the first one. The x's will reduce, and I have m times m, which gives me m squared. Multiply by my second one. My m's reduce, and I end up with xp. Did Windows make this? And on the right-hand side, I end up with zxm. Or if I want to go alphabetical, it'll be mxz. Now I'm going to collect everything with x's to one side, everything without x's to the other. So I'm going to subtract xp. So I'm going to end up with m squared is equal to zxm minus xp. Now I'm going to factor out the x, the one I'm solving for. It's going to be an x times zm minus p. Then I'm going to divide zm minus p. This will reduce with that, and I'll end up with x equals m squared over cm minus p. Alright, if you can follow through those basic steps there as far as order, you will be just fine. Your homework is on page 179. You're going to do 6 through 9 all, and then 6 more of your choice. That's right, there's only 10 homework problems this time. I hope you don't mind too much. Good luck, guys.